Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, November 16th, 2021. I am Solid Blue Sister, and this is My Turn to Talk. Welcome, Petty Deb. Welcome back. Frankie, OJ, hello. Welcome back. You are Miss OJ. People miss you. And Feisty One. Well, you guys are on it today. You guys are actually have someone to hear my intro. So good to see you, OJ. So good to see you. And Petty Deb, I'm glad you finally made it again. All right. Okay, so we are going to get started. So the topic today is it possible to feel bad about a wrong while supporting a person or an organization or whatever who is doing a wrongdoing? So what I mean, I was trying to explain it in my title. I can only have so many characters, but people contradict themselves all the time. Is it possible to feel bad about something yet support the very thing or person you supposedly feel bad about? So what I mean is, can you say something like, I feel that, we should be able to read whatever we want, but yet you support people who want to ban books. Or you say something like, and I'm going to get political here. Yes, I am going to go there. Can you say, well, look at the summer of 2020. You had all these protesters, or these rioters, whatever you want to call them. They're out there, they're burning things down, they're breaking windows, they're doing this, they're just these violent, horrible people. But yet, on the other hand, yes, I'm bringing up January 6th, these are patriots. So on one hand, it's like, well, that's wrong. But on the other hand, they're not doing anything wrong. Can you support something where, someone broke into the store, but they're hungry and they want something to eat. So I understand why they did it. So I'm not going to report them. But yet you're supporting someone who is, calling out people who are, maybe they're hungry, whatever. You're calling out other people who are doing the exact same thing. So I hope I didn't confuse anyone, but basically it's like people are contradicting themselves. They're hypocrites. They're enabling people who call out bad things about one particular party or person or situation, but they don't call it out about the other. So I think those people are not only contradicting themselves, but they're also hypocrites. So hopefully I did not confuse anyone from what I'm trying to say here. But I am going to open it up, and GP Man 45, welcome. And I'm going to send out invites, and I understand some people may not be able to join in, but I'm going to send them out, and we shall see. And GP Man, not a problem. And OJ and Frankie and everyone, we have to welcome OJ back. So I'm using my sound effects. OJ, this is for you. All right. Okay, so does anyone want to join in? Hold on, let me There we go. All right. So, Petty Deb, you're the first one who wants to come on, and anyone else who wants to join in, I send invites out to everyone. Not a problem, Feisty One. Know my last name? OJ is your last name, Simpson. That's funny. All right. Okay. So, who wants to join in? Anybody want to contradict me or anything? Okay. OJ, you want to come on? Hi. Hello, OJ. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, my friend. You were missed. People were asking about you. People always ask about you when you're not around. I just want you to know that.
I feel honored and privileged to be loved and liked by this family of yours, Solid Blue Sister. And I too missed joining your cast for the last couple of days. When I realized that you have shifted your time by an hour. So from 1:30 is now gone up to 2:30. So anyways,
Oh,
tonight, so I made it a point to talk stay up just to join you guys.
well, thank you. And
Okay,
everyone, just so you know, that's 2:30 a.m. in India. So I'm the one who is honored to have you. So having said that,
no
OJ, what do
way.
you want to say?
Yeah, I would like to say what I like to say is that in this particular case which you just mentioned, it's the political brainwashing which is uh, done through the mainstream the media, be it print media or the electronic media, by which most of the majority of the population, they get brainwashed against one particular community. So on one hand, people are breaking stores, and taking food supplies because they are hungry. And on the other hand, these people are called bad people or terrorists, or whatever, lawbreakers. But then you got to see which way the mainstream media or the uh, power diverts the mind of the people. And that is how they kind of get swayed. A couple of podcasts earlier, you had mentioned about this white guy. I'm sorry, I'm using crude words uh, and color words. I don't mean to offend anybody, but you had mentioned about this white guy, young fellow, who was walking around with a gun, and then he had killed a couple of guys at point blank range, and the cops did not do anything. On the other hand, we find another person who was dark complexion, and who was killed by a policeman putting his knee on his throat, and that person could not breathe. So you see the difference. The media and the political power uses the media to sway the mindset of the people. And that is the reason why when some people break into the stores to buy their food stuff, it becomes something this nasty. And on the other hand, when another group of people break into the Capitol Hill, it's okay.
All right. And the person you're talking about the trial that is going on now with Kyle Rittenhouse, who was 17 years old last year when he did shoot two people at point blank range, and he was able to walk away. He got a bottle of water. And the other person you are talking about, of course, is George Floyd, who died after having a knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds by a white police officer. So, yes, you are right about that. Does anyone want to come on and comment in terms of what OJ said or what I said, or you want to put your own 2, 5, 10 cents, a dollar into it? I have sent out invites. Does anyone else want to come on and say anything? Okay, shy lady.
Hey, I just want to say, hey, I didn't hear all of it. I am at home and I was a little distracted by the husband, so I just wanted to say I didn't hear all of it, but I will try to listen a little bit more attentively. I may have to leave early because he decides to take time off.
No
So
problem. I understand how that
we'll see how
is.
that goes.
Okay. Well, basically, again, I will repeat the title of the show is it possible to feel bad about a wrong while supporting a person or organization or thing who is, doing the wrong, the wrongdoing? So, like OJ said, I mean, is it, can you support someone who shot someone at point blank range, supposedly at point blank range. However, there's always that film, there's always that tape, and you see that there was no threat. His mom drops him off across state lines with an assault rifle. you know, so can you support that? I mean, is it fair to support one group or one person and not support the other? I
You know,
mean,
in that situation, my question is, aren't there enough police officers and national guards in the nation that there's no need for people who are non officers? Why is there a need for anyone to go to a protest meeting with not just a gun, but with an assault rifle? Why is there a need? We have enough police officers in this country and armed force members as well, military people, that we don't need people who have not been um, sworn into office to do a duty. We don't need that. It's not necessary. Why do we need extras when we have the military? We have police officers in every city, every county in the United States. We're the strongest national. We're not national. We're the strongest global military police that there is in the world. Why do we need an 18 or at the time 17-year-old kid or anybody else, 30, whatever? Why do we need you to come in with an assault rifle? We have enough people already for you to add fuel to the fire. That's the whole point. Why were you there anyway? We don't need you. We
well,
don't
he's
need you to do what a police officer has been sworn in to do.
Well, at first he said that he was there to render first aid, but then again, we do have EMTs for that. But then again, you come rendering first aid with an assault rifle, and I am glad that they did show during the trial, and it was very graphic. When he shot, one of the guys, you saw the guys with this assault rifle, that his arm was basically blown off. And was that necessary? You are absolutely right. Is it necessary? But yet, you have people who are, giving his mother a standing ovation, but yet other people of color, if he were black, and I'm sorry to say this, if he were, and I think a lot of people know it but may not want to admit it, or if he were brown or whatever, he would have been tackled, arrested, maybe made it to the police station if he made it there alive. So again, I say, is it possible to feel bad about a wrongdoing while supporting people who do the wrongdoing? It's like, can you support one hand but not support it on the other? And you can say, oh, is case by case. No, it isn't. you know um if you steal something, you are stealing. Whatever reason you are doing it, it is still wrong. You may feel bad that the person is stealing, or they have a need to steal, but they're still stealing. If you kill someone, you're still killing someone. That was murder. My opinion. And OJ says civilian volunteers aren't needed. I agree that civilian volunteers aren't needed in that sense. But I do believe that civilian volunteers are needed in the sense where instead of calling the police who automatically want to draw a gun on someone who's mentally ill, or, if there's a fight, in the neighborhood, whatever. I do believe that civilian volunteers are needed because they probably can talk someone down or whatever before, because if the cops show up, the cops to me take it up to a higher level, and then that's where all hell breaks loose and someone usually dies. So and then Crucible Man says, are we watching the same trial? And once again, I'm not surprised. You have people who see things one way, and then you have people who see it another way. So but then again, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked, because you have a certain group of people who support one thing, and then you have a certain group of people who support another. And the bottom line is, he never should have been there. He never should have been there in the first place with an assault rifle. If you want your mother to drop you off and you want to be a part of the protest or whatever, did you have to come with an assault rifle? And I look at, Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. He was told to stay in the car. They were sending police out. Stay in your car. George Zimmerman decided to step out of his car and approach someone who he said was not a part of the neighborhood. They get into a scuffle with someone who is neighborhood watch. You're not a police officer. And that person who was neighborhood watch had a gun, and you shoot someone who was carrying a bag of Skittles. So I ask you, why is it necessary to, bring that gun? Why was it necessary for you to get out of that car? But yet people say, oh, I feel bad about the people who were killed. Oh, I feel bad. Oh, I'm so sorry. But on the other hand, come on. GB Man says we need heroes like Batman. Does anyone want to comment? I know Crucible Man, you are probably dying to say something, so I will give the mic to you and anyone else who wants to come on.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the original topic of the show. We're kind of drifting here. It's your show.
No, hold on. We are not drifting, because I'm pointing out people who are supporting a wrong, and that's my opinion. So don't say that I'm drifting. Go ahead.
Well, whatever side we're on, we always rationalize the behavior of those people to the positive, and we condemn the behavior of the people on the other side. That's what's called hypocrisy, and you pointed that out at the beginning. We're all hypocrites. I'm a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Hypocrisy is rank in society today like it's never been in the history of this world. It is completely and totally out of control, and let's call it what we called it on your show a few weeks ago. It's flat out dishonesty. It's rearranging a set of facts to fit your preferred narrative and undoing the actual facts. Now, if you want to talk about the events of 2020 or January 6th, let's stick to the facts. There were 20 people killed in those riots, and that's what they were. They were riots. They weren't protests. Killed, hundreds and thousands of businesses destroyed, livelihoods destroyed, property destroyed. On January 6th, nobody was killed. For something that was called an armed insurrection, how many guns were recovered? I'll give you the answer: 0. The only person who was killed by a police officer. So if you're going to talk about these kinds of things, we need to stick to the facts. And I don't know why there's not more outrage over 20 people in scores, thousands of business being killed, yet we're our heads are exploding over a stupid, silly protest that never should have happened. And for anybody to say that nobody condemned it, you're not paying attention. Everybody condemned it. It just wasn't the Revolutionary War as everybody wanted it to portray it as. So the idea that nobody thought January 6th was a problem is simply flat out not true.
Okay, so Crucible Man, are you saying that January 6th was not a big deal?
I'm not saying it was not a big deal. I'm saying it should not have happened. It was a breach. It was against the law. But I saw the footage of these people in the Capitol building. Nobody was rioting. Nobody was burning anything. Nobody was breaking anything. They were standing around like a bunch of goofballs who have nothing better to do.
All right, hold on, Crucible Man. So you saw the inside, and did you see what was going on outside? Did you see the police officers? Hold on. Did you see the police officers that were being beaten with American flags? And when you say, hold on, no, you did not, because there's a certain news organization who on that day was probably one of the few organizations that did not report it or cover it, but yet they go back and they say that it was Black Lives Matter. So if you're going to accuse a group of people and you're not even covering it, how can you say what it was? There were over 5,000 protesters who, yes, they did breach the Capitol. Yes, they did hang a noose and create a noose and say, let's hang Mike Pence. Let's talk about weapons, because I brought this up once before, because you put in the chat a couple of weeks ago that there were 0 weapons. A weapon does not have to be a gun. A weapon are brass knuckles. A weapon is a fire hydrant that is hurled. A weapon is bear spray. A weapon is a crutch that's beating a police officer upside the head while you're yelling, "Blue lives matter, blue lives matter," whatever. So, and that one person who was shot by that police officer was shot because she was trying to. And if you notice, they're banging the windows. They are breaking the windows. The doors were not open for them. They broke into the Capitol. They broke in. So yes, is there and was there outrage for the 20 people that died? Yes, there was. What are you watching? Because for you to say that you did not even see what was going on outside, you cannot defend what was going on inside. There were things that were broken. There were offices that were broken into. There were feces smeared all over the walls. You had Capitol police officers, Black Capitol police officers that were called nigger. I don't know how many times. So yes, there were weapons used, and those people were able to. Most of them got off scot-free. If it was Black Lives Matter, they never would have made it to the Capitol steps, or they all would have been dead. Crucible Man, what do you want to say?
I have nothing to say.
Okay, all right. Does anyone else want to come on and say anything? See, Shy Lady says, yes, a skateboard could be used as a weapon, but a skateboard versus an armed gun is not a comparison to defending oneself. Okay. Petty Deb says, what was he watching? 5C1 says, is a skateboard a weapon? OJ says, why not, Crucible Man? 5C1 says, yes, it certainly can be. I'm assuming that you're responding to the skateboard. GP Man likes the show. Thank you. 5C1 said pipe bombs. Yes, there were pipe bombs that were recovered. Did you see them tearing down the fences? Well, he said he didn't see what was going on outside, so he would not have seen them tearing down the fences. And 5C1 says that was not a flipping protest. No, it was not a protest. I'm assuming you're referring to the Capitol, Feisty One. All right. Does anybody else want to jump in? Let's see. Shy Lady, do you want to say anything?
No, you ran it down as far as because I know you really follow the coverage of the news. You know, a lot more news media that people than I do. So you definitely were explicit and detailed in your analysis of those events that happened in January in the prior protests. So no, I don't have anything else to
Okay, and also I want to say this. There are news organizations that I like, and there are news organizations that I don't like. But I do watch them all because I always want to hear what everyone else is saying. So I'm not ignorant in terms of, what is going on or what is being said. But when it comes to 2020, the protests or whatever you want to call it, the riots, the burning of the buildings, whatever in 2020, and compared to January 6th, you have a particular news organization that picks and chooses what they want to cover. And what was going on last summer was covered by news organizations all over the world. And liberal media, they dissed a lot of those protesters. They were not happy. They were like, there's no way in hell that this should be happening. They need to stop. They need to be arrested. They need to go to jail. That was said. There was upset. People were pissed off. You had Black organizations coming on, telling them stop. What the hell are you all doing? You have the mayor of Atlanta who's saying, go home, stop doing this. There was a lot of outrage, and there was outrage over the people who were killed. So yes, there was. So I don't know. Once again, coming back to the topic, which is, can you feel bad about a wrongdoing while supporting a wrongdoing? So I don't think I'm getting off topic. I'm pointing out, you want to talk about facts. These are facts. So, see, Petty Des says, no, because I cannot be respectful. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean by coming on the show? Or if you come on the show, you have to be respectful. So I will give you the mic, whatever. Just, don't curse at anyone, whatever. But I'm assuming that's what you mean by when you say no, because I cannot be respectful. Does anyone else want to? Okay, that's okay. All right. Well, if you put something in the chat, again, be respectful. Don't curse anyone out. People do curse on the show. I've cursed on the show, but don't curse at anyone. So, I knew this show was going to be a hot button, because hypocrisy, and let's look at hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform or pretense. And in terms of 2020, what went on last summer, I'm sorry, but I'm not a hypocrite. I see things, and again, I always say it is on tape. When people say things, if they say something stupid, it's on tape. So I'm not being hypocritical to fit a narrative. So when I look at something like the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, would there have been a trial? Would people be dead had he not have had an AR-15? That's what I would like to know. Would Trayvon Martin still be alive had George Zimmerman stayed in his car? Those are facts. Stay in your car. Those are facts. That's not me trying to fit a narrative or anything. Those are facts. So are there people out there who fight the police and disrespect police officers? Absolutely. Were they doing it last summer of 2020? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I also saw people on January 6th who were doing the exact same thing. It's all on tape. It's on tape. It is there. You hear the words, you hear the nastiness, you hear the threats. It's all on tape. GP Man 45 says, I support anything that is not illegal, causes traffic, and makes my taxes go up. I am with you there, bro. So, does anyone else have anything they want to say? I know people want to say something, but maybe people are too hot-headed right now because because I am. I'm tense, whatever. But at the same time, if you want to say let's be honest, let's be honest. Let's look at what's on tape. Those are not actors. You look at Sandy Hook. People want to come out and say Sandy Hook didn't happen. That's something, that a certain group of people are trying to push for gun control. No, children died. People lost their children with an assault rifle. That some of those children were cut in half. That happened. So I don't know. So when you say, let's be honest, and hypocrisy, again, the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. It is a pretense. So once again, I open it up. Does anybody have anything they want to say? I'll circle back around to OJ. Do you want to say anything, my friend?
Yes, I think the tonight's topic is become slightly is like a hot potato in everyone's plate. I want to divert it slightly, just to cool it off.
Sure.
With we have some similar issues in my country. There is one festival which we celebrate here sometime in I think September, early September or October. That's when the god people or the sadhus, they go down to the river, this Ganga, to take a dip, and it is pretty cold at that time, and they go down to take a dip in the river, and that's the time the marijuana or weed is smoked like nobody's business. It's like a huge chimney of marijuana smoke going up in the air. Having said that, we recently there was one case of a movie star, an upcoming young movie star who had committed suicide, and cutting the story short, they 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 they, they had rounded off his girlfriend, the girlfriend's brother, and few others, and then they found about 10 or 20 grams of marijuana with them, and that was a big deal. That the movie star's girlfriend's brother was arrested with 10 grams of marijuana. And the point is, well, if a movie star's girlfriend's brother has been caught with little bit of 20 grams of marijuana, then what the hell was happening a couple of months back, when all the sadhus or the god people, when they took the dip in the river. That's the time everyone, I mean, it's a known fact that everyone smokes marijuana at that time. It's an open secret, but the cops, or the narcotics control bureau people, no one dares to go and arrest those people. But if a civilian is caught with say 20 grams of marijuana, which is far below the quantity legal quantity which one can keep, it becomes a big issue. I think last month another incident happened where a movie star's son and few other youngsters was supposedly arrested with drugs again. Unfortunately, it's a bad coincidence. Just the 3 weeks prior to his arrest, there's this private businessman who has taken lease of a port, and in that port, they had seized 3,000 this kilograms um, uh, of cocaine. And just after this news appeared in the media, that 3,000 kilograms of cocaine was seized in this businessman's private port. This movie star's son was nabbed with dope. Unfortunately, those guys those the narcotic control bureaus people, officials, and the cops, they could not find a single gram of dope on him. Yet that fellow was sent behind bars, and that poor guy, he had to be there in behind the bars for 3 long weeks. And the government and the police just kept on dilly dallying the entire process until he got released. So this is where we see a clear cut distinction. What the government wants to do, it will do. But then if the government is caught on the wrong foot, they will immediately just to divert the attention, they will put put the fog light or spotlight on someone important, and divert the entire attention. So we have this hypocrisy in our country, which is as Christopher Mann had said earlier, that hypocrisy has gone beyond range. I mean it's reached the greater heights, unfortunately. And in our country, this is a true thing which is happening every day.
Well, OJ, I understand what you were saying, and I do agree. I do agree with Crucible Man when he says that hypocrisy, has gone, to a higher, standard or whatever, But at the same time, who are the hypocrites? Who are the hypocrites? You can't just turn a blind eye to something. You just can't. Um, I don't know. Well, you know what? I do know, but I do know that people do turn a blind eye when they just don't want to admit, that this is what happened. This is what happened. I mean. Uh, everybody has a cell phone pretty much now. Pretty much everyone has a cell phone, and everyone can record whatever, and people do. And last summer was recorded by so many thousands of people from very different angles. So was January 6th. I was talking about an accident that I had a couple of weeks ago. If it weren't for the dash cam that I had in my car, I would have been cited for that accident. But thankfully, that is the thing that saved me for not being at fault, because I had a camera. It was on tape. Those were the facts. It was on tape. I don't have to say the facts or read the facts, whatever. My facts a lot of times come from what's on tape. And these people are not actors, whatever. This is what is happening. So, having said that, does anybody else want to say anything? I'll take it back to Crucible Man. Do you have anything you want to say? No? Yes? No? Okay. Shy Lady? Shy Lady, you want to say anything? If not, I will keep going. Okay, I think she's otherwise occupied. Okay, so
Sorry about that. No, I don't have anything to say, but my phone will like tap out if I don't. It'll go to another screen, so I apologize for that. But no, I'm
okay,
good.
okay, all right. You popped up there. All right. So you know, when you talk about people doing wrongdoing, are we talking about integrity? Are we talking about morals? Whatever. When people turn a blind eye to something, whatever. Have we been hypocrites? Yeah, we have. I have. But again, with social media, because we do have things that are on tape, and I keep coming back to this, because there's just some things that you cannot dismiss. I can sit up here and say that I was in school and the teacher spit on a student. Meanwhile, I don't know that the person behind me has out a cell phone and it's actually the student that spit on the teacher. How would that have turned out? I look at things, if they're on tape, that's where I'm getting my facts. That's where I'm getting my narrative. And you can't feel bad about something. You can't say, oh, I feel bad, that, this person is, has this, whatever, but yet you're supporting, the demolition of their neighborhood, or, you just can't. I think you guys know what I'm saying, so again, I may have stepped on some toes, but again, my show, I push it to the limit, and I offer people to come back if they want to do a rebuttal. You can. If not, that is fine too. But I think I call it as I see it, in my opinion. And for this, I'm sorry. I think my opinion was based on fact because it's on tape. So, if you're going to make a comment about something, see the whole picture. Know what's going on inside and outside. Know what's going on the top floor as well as the bottom floor. And there's a lot of people out there who are supporting things that are just not right. You can feel bad about it and you can boo-hoo, whatever, but then you turn around and then you support the very people who are, pushing propaganda. And that is a word that I am using, propaganda, because that's what it is. You have people who, and I'm going to bring up wearing mask. Some people don't want to wear a mask. All right. You don't want to wear a mask? All right. But is it wrong to go up to someone and snatch their mask off? Is it wrong to get on national TV because you have a platform and say, if you see any parent who has a child with the mask, report them for child abuse? Why is that child abuse? Because that parent feels that they're protecting their child with a mask. If you don't want your kid to wear a mask, don't put a mask on your kid. So on one hand, it's like, I feel bad that this is, happening. But then on the other hand, you're supporting the people who are pushing these narratives, which in some cases make other people become violent. So I don't know. Let's also look at and I'm going back to what was on tape at the George Floyd trial with Derek Chauvin. You had the defense attorney saying that there was an angry mob, that the police were trying to keep back an angry mob, all these, angry people, and the police had to, make sure that they kept all these angry people back. But yet you have cameras from all different, um, angles, and you see basically the same, half dozen people standing there. One person who thankfully had her phone out the entire time. I don't know. Where is the angry mob? It's all on tape. GP Man says, my ex falsely accused me. If it wasn't for my house security cameras, I'd be in jail right now. And again, GP Man, I get it. I get the camera thing. I am for cameras. I am 100% for cameras. Because now, no matter what you are, no matter what you are talking about, or what is going on, or what someone says, I am for cameras. If it's on tape, there you go. And in your case, you were saved because of your cameras. So it's all on tape, especially if it's on tape. Welcome, Angie. Welcome, my friend. So again, I'm going to circle around. Does anyone else have anything that they want to say? Crucible Man, you want to say anything? No? Okay. Shy Lady, I'm going to bring it back to you. Do you want to say anything?
No, I just think that there are double standards in most cases with this whole situation with people. There's some people seeing the Kyle Rittenhouse trial as a hero. There are some people who think he's a murderer. So I don't know. I'm can't persuade or try to make my point to convince someone else to support my views. I just think we're in a society, a country that has double standards when it comes to certain people, certain groups, and I know that I believe Joy Reid. Lots of people took offense to some of the things that she said, and there may have been some people who agreed with her. So I just think depending on how you were raised, where you come from, you may not see things from other people's perspectives, and I'm can't convince you otherwise if you don't see things from my point of view. So I just think that this country has always been divided. I mean, you can even look at the current groups, Republicans versus Democrats. I don't think there's ever going to be a time when everybody can be on the same page, unfortunately. So my whole question, about the whole situation with Kyle Rittenhouse, why are you carrying an assault rifle? Why are you carrying a weapon like that? What is the reason? What is the point of carrying an assault rifle to a protest? I mean, that in my mind is just boggling to me, why anyone. And then another thing, as a mother, I would be afraid to carry my child, my young son, 17 years old, across state lines or whatever, across the street with a high powered rifle, because I would be afraid not of him getting harmed, but I would be afraid of him harming someone because he has something like that and possibly going to jail. That would be my thing as a mother. I mean, I don't know how anyone in their mind could actually transport a 17-year-old kid anywhere with an assault rifle. That to me is mind boggling. I don't even understand the reasoning behind that. That's crazy to me.
Well, you have made some very good points, but we are a nation, that is divided. We always have been, and we always will be. And I think a lot of it is because when you do look at how people see things, and I come back to this again, when things don't happen to you, or when things do not, are more than likely would not happen to you, you see things differently. GP Man says, don't forget double standards for men and women also under the law. You're absolutely right. I do believe that men get shafted when it comes to who is going to get custody if there's a divorce or something. I think men get screwed. I think that I think is trying to change. But I think that a lot of courts see, well, if it's the mothers are more nurturing, whatever, so therefore we'll have the child stay with the mother. But a lot of times the mother could be the crazy one, or if there's a threat, women do threaten men, but at the same time, you look at, women, if they're raped or whatever, they have to prove it. Women are sexualized. Black women are especially sexualized. I know that for a fact. We are. So there's always double standards. And unfortunately, we live in a country where the double standards will always be there, no matter what. We will always be a divided nation. And these last, 4 or 5 years, we've been divided even more. Why? I think most people know why, but they don't want to admit why. So I don't know. Well, I keep saying I don't know, but I do know, and I think other people know too. So if you're going to be honest, and let's be honest. Whenever I say that there's assholes on both sides, some people don't want to admit that. Yes, your side has assholes. We all do. People have assholes in their families. Some people have been assholes. There have been times when I've been an asshole. So you want to be honest? Let's be honest. So I don't know, but what Shy Lady said, we are divided. And I think that we always will be. The only way we, are not going to be divided, like I've said this before, I think it's time for God to just blow everything up, get rid of all of us, and start over, and put animals at the top and put humans at the bottom, because we have screwed things up. All of us have. So does anybody else want to say anything? And Frankie, as always, thank you for the pod beans. I appreciate it. And thank you everyone for liking the show. Does anyone else have anything they want to say? Petty Deb, I'm going to send an invite out to you. Do you think you can keep it clean? If you want to say something, I don't mind people talking. Oh, Petty Deb is coming on. What do you have to say?
I agree with everything you said.
Okay, do you want to go into detail or you want to add anything or you just want to leave it at that?
Well, we are all hypocrites. Our government is built on hypocrisy. And unfortunately, right is right, wrong is wrong. So that's why there are why we are hypocrites, I would say. Um, these are trying times now. And to see everything all black and all white and not see the gray areas, I think seeing gray is, you can see gray, but then as far as the law and the rule is concerned, um, in the end, I think we all are hypocrites. Um, Kyle Rittenhouse shouldn't have been there. Underage, his mother, he was wrong. That's my opinion, and that's also fact, you know? So, but that's all I have to say.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Petty Deb, for coming on. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. GP Man says, Solid Blue Sister, I'm waiting for the aliens to come and have their will with us. You know what? And there may be aliens up there and they may be waiting and they may come down and swoop down and do a Independence Day on us. I mean, maybe that's the wake up call, that we need. And Frankie says, no, he should not. I'm assuming you're referring to what Petty Deb said about Kyle Rittenhouse. All right. So this was a contentious show. Some people, may not have liked the way I, started the show. But, again, I'm pointing out certain what I consider facts because for me, it's all on tape. And if something's on tape, that's what I'm looking at. So if you're gonna, again, you can't pick and choose. See the entire thing, see the entire scenario, see the entire scene. There are some things uh, that people say and do. And Shy Lady says, "Speak your truth," and I am, and I am speaking my truth, because what I said is all on tape. I wish 2020 would have been different. I wish that people who died had not have died. And I thought, that 2021 we're going to start off really well, but we didn't, and we're still talking about it. Why are we still talking? We're still talking about what went on in 2020. But again, I go back and I tell people, look at the tapes. If it means you have to change the channel to look at tapes, change the channel. But if you look at the news on January 7th across the world, across the globe, from the front pages of newspapers, what you saw on January 7th, what was plastered on news outlets and newspapers across the globe was not a protest. And America rightfully was dissed by other countries about we're supposed to be this democracy. But yet our government was almost overthrown. Again, look at the tape. The tapes. Because there's thousands of hours of it. And as in terms of what went on, the protests of 2020, for the people who burned down buildings or burned cars, broke windows, I'm not giving them a pat on the back. I think it's disgusting. I think it was wrong. I think it was immoral. And a lot of people called them out. A lot of people did. So OJ says truth at times gets too bitter. You are absolutely right. And that's why they say sometimes truth is a bitter pill to swallow. You're absolutely right. So again, is it possible to feel bad about a wrong while supporting a wrongdoing? I say no. It isn't. And that's my opinion. So, having said that, our time is up. Does anybody else want to add anything in the chat or anything? Anybody? All right. Well, on that note, this is Tuesday. Everyone enjoy the rest of their day. I know I'm going to enjoy mine, and always speak your truth. I'm Solid Blue Sister. This is my turn to talk, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you, Esther. I can't pronounce the last part. Welcome and thank you for showing up. Shy Lady, GP Man, Crucible Man, OJ28, Petty Deb, Frankie, Feisty One, GP Man 45. Thank you all for showing up. Petty Deb, thank you for taking the mic. You kept it you were you were cool. See, what are we talking about tomorrow? I have to take a look and see what we're talking about tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow will be interesting. We're talking about entitlement. What is an entitlement? All right, that one may be a little tense too. So I don't know. Hey y'all, I do push the envelope. I may push some buttons, but hey, sorry. No, I'm not sorry. But it is what it is. And OJ, again, thank you so much for returning, my friend, and getting up at 2:30 in the morning to listen to me, to listen to everyone. I do consider you part of the Solid Blue family. That's another hot potato. Yeah, it is. It is. But I like things hot, except for my water. All right, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.